All right, I'm not kidding. This is one of the hardest waterfalls I've ever tried to find. Dogwood Falls evaded me last year, my last year's trip here to Arkansas, and but I'm determined to find it this time. So follow along, and we'll see if I make it. This place is no joke. I'm following along the creek bed. I've been using a book by a gentleman named Tim Ernst, and pretty good book on Arkansas waterfalls. Honestly, I don't think that I'm gonna. I don't think that. I don't know. This is a hard one. It's a rocky terrain, downhill to get to the creek bed, and you know it's early in the morning, so I'm on guard for snakes. Got my gaiters on. That doesn't mean I'm not worried about snakes, but as I mentioned before, these gaiters can give you a false sense of security. But I'm trying to be very careful where I step too. Well, it's a tough trail, but it's not far. I think I'm almost there, but I am concerned that the water flow is not what I was hoping for. So I think there's going to be some water trickling over the falls, but that's probably about it. Anyway, more to follow. Yeah. That wasn't good. You know, I see a lot of people using trekking poles, and I think that's great. Trekking poles are really great with a backpack, especially if you're carrying a heavier backpack. I always take them when I'm backpacking, not always when I'm hiking, but I knew this was going to be a bushwhack, so I wish I'd have brought a machete now. But anyway, yeah, I use the trekking poles to kind of help move the vegetation out of the way, so I can get through, of course. Just a handy little tool. Anyway, just thought I'd share that tip with you. Well, if that was it, I wouldn't be able to begin to tell you how disappointed I am. Anyway, I think I'm coming up on it a little bit further. Oh, that's slick. That is too slick. Oh. Arkansas does have a few bears, hence the bear spray. One can't be too careful. Well, Dogwood Falls turns out to be a total loss. Maybe I can make something of that. It's certainly a remote area. Probably hasn't been photographed very much. I'm not telling you to crawl out here in the woods and hike down to a destination by yourself through snakes and bears, but you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And also, just some other tips I would give you is in addition to the trusty bear spray and my GPS. That's another one. Yeah, that GPS comes in super handy if you need it. I've never used it for things other than texting, but if I ever had to send an SOS out, yeah, it sure would be nice. So I would definitely recommend carrying a little satellite with you. this may be a rough hike, but I will tell you this. It's there's no shortage of scenery. Well, I made it to the top of Dogwood Falls. Now I just have to figure out how to get down on the bottom. Challenges. As my wife would ask me, is it everything you dreamed of? Well, in this case, no. Yeah, pretty much not coming away with an image here. But you never know, maybe something on back up the creek. We'll see. But nevertheless, I'm gonna scope this area out really well. I think it has potential, but it's a very chaotic scene. There's a lot of debris from some high waters in the past, just everywhere. It really cluttered the area up. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, but sometimes you don't gain anything. I'm gonna scope this area out, maybe line up some compositions for the future, and head back. I thought it was over, but it's not quite over yet. I was able to scale up the side of the wall here and bring a tree into the image, but I think the composition works because I think there's balance. The leaves bring balance, although I'd like something down in the lower right-hand section, but you can't have everything. I still don't think there's enough water, but I think it might be an okay image, but you never know until you get back in post. I went a little bit wider. I think it's always wide in a situation where you get a lot of distracting elements coming in. Going wider gives you the ability to crop the image, so you've got more to play with. So in addition to increased depth of field, you've got more image to play with in post-processing, and I think that's important when you have a lot of distracting elements coming in. There's a tree down right there, and I really don't want that in the scene if I can avoid it. But anyway, I think the light coming in is okay. It's kind of streaking across the falls, which provides some contrast in the water. It's the shadows from the trees that are streaking across the falls, which is kind of cool. I put a polarizer on, circular polarizer, to cut the glare off the rock, any of the wet surfaces, and take the glare off the water too. So, well, anyway, that's it. I got to get out of here. But hey, if you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do subscribe, hit that bell icon so you're notified of any future videos that I post. And drop me a comment. Let me know what you thought about today's video. And as always, if I don't see you down the road, maybe I'll see you on the trail.